Hello, my name is Sergio Calonge Pascual, professor of the degree in Physical Activity and Sports Sciences at the Faculty of Education, Soria Campus, University of Valladolid. In this knowledge capsule, we will talk about self-determination theory and specifically about intrinsic motivation. Self-determination theory encompasses three types of motivation along a continuum: intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, and a motivation. At one end of the self-determination continuum, we find intrinsic motivation, which represents the highest level of self-determination. Here, the student is driven by genuine pleasure, enjoyment, and curiosity for learning itself, as well as the pursuit of new challenges in their education. The student actively engages in the tasks they undertake, confident in their own abilities, and the tasks themselves are inherently connected to their beliefs, demonstrating meaning and the transfer of learned knowledge to the society in which they live. Furthermore, the self-determination theory itself states that teachers can play a key role in interacting, behaving, and communicating with students. And in this way, they can either satisfy or frustrate certain basic psychological needs, such as autonomy, competence, and relatedness. These needs are common to all students, and their fulfillment is a prerequisite for achieving the highest levels of intrinsic motivation among learners. In an educational context related to physical education, teachers can support autonomy by showing interest in and adapting to the feelings and preferences of their students, and by involving them in the teaching-learning process. For example, by having students participate in the assessment of tasks through co-evaluation or self-evaluation. To address the need for competence, teachers should support their students by providing structure both before the activity, for example, by adapting tasks to the student's learning level and setting clear, achievable, and previously defined goals, as well as during the teaching activity, for instance, by providing effective pedagogical strategies for their students, or after the task is completed, such as by giving final feedback on each of the tasks performed. Finally, by supporting the need for relatedness, the teacher can create a warm learning environment where they themselves are empathetic, affectionate, and understanding toward the students. Below are 5 motivational strategies to foster the highest level of self-determination in our students. The first of these is to involve students in new challenges and learning experiences. To achieve this, novel learning situations will be proposed that can be transferred to a real and familiar context, for example, by using a competency-based methodology such as learning by doing. Service learning, in which academic, curriculum-based learning is combined with providing a service to the community. Secondly, use a variety of didactic resources that are diverse and innovative, such as utilizing different spaces or varying the methodological resources used in the classroom by employing different teaching styles and strategies, as well as making use of the most accessible and innovative ICT tools for our students. Thirdly, involve students in the teaching learning process. In this regard, we can do so through formative and shared assessment processes, as well as by allowing them to supplement their education with additional content. Fourthly, invite experts and involve all members of the educational community in the teaching learning process. And finally, foster a climate of trust, for example, by using personal and professional anecdotes, and by using humor in our classes. All of this should be considered as a teacher, since fostering this kind of self-determined motivation in the classroom will lead your students to show greater interest, concentration, and effort, as well as generate positive emotions and optimal psychological states. This will result in greater enjoyment and fewer disruptive behaviors, absenteeism, or lack of engagement from your students during your classes.